Slytherin house is amazing. Hi everyone! So today I'm going to do Slytherin house makeup look, which was kind of hard because I'm a Slytherin myself and I want to make proud of my Slytherin brothers and sisters. I am going to ramble on a lot in this video because I'm very passionate about Harry Potter. If you did not know, I'm a big, huge Harry Potter fan. I think just to cut the intro off quickly, I'm not gonna ramble on too much. So let's just get on with the video. Yeah. Okay, let's start. I think I'm going to start off with eyes. Yeah, eyes. Yeah. So I'm going to use the Brights palette by Beauty Bay, as I've done in a lot of videos lately. Yeah, and while I do my eyes, I am going to talk about Slytherin, which, fun fact, is my house. Okay. I'm first gonna start off with the eyes or else I won't be able to do this at all. I'm going to start off by priming my eyes. So, and let me talk about the founder of Slytherin, which is maybe one of the most famous of the 4 founders of Hogwarts, and that is Salazar Slytherin. What a guy. So Salazar Slytherin, he is a pure blood wizard from either England or Ireland. He was born in the 10th century and he was one of the greatest wizards at this time, and he was skilled in both Parseltongue and legilimency, which is mind reading, which Salazar Slytherin would call a naive term because that you can do much more than just mind reading. His first wand was a wand he made on his own. It wasn't like you could go to Ollivanders and buy one at this specific time. He made his own, and his wand was made with snakewood and a basilisk horn core, which I find very, very cool. And he taught it to sleep when commanded in Parseltongue. I didn't know you can do that. He had an ancient and monkey-ish appearance, and he had long, thin, white beard as long as his robe, and was known to possess great cunning and determination. So I'm just using the labyrinth color to do like a wing. And the sorting hat also refers to him as power-hungry Slytherin. Okay, I decided on doing something else. So I took the NYX Vivid Brights in Vivid Envy and did this crazy graphic liner because I feel like Slytherin is quite a sexy house. I wanted to do something sexy, and one is sexier than graphic liner. So yeah, back to Salazar Slytherin while I do my face. So he, of course, was one of the founders of Slytherin House, and of course he's one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. And he was also the one that was most careful about who was selected into Slytherin. He mistrusted Muggle-born students to the point of actually trying to convince the 3 other founders of not letting them attend Hogwarts anymore, which they all declined, didn't want to. So his wishes was turned down by the 3 other founders of Hogwarts. He disliked students of Muggle families because he saw them as untrustworthy and unworthy of learning magic. And after trying to persuade the other founders to only accept pure blood wizards and witches into the school, and then being shut down by the other founders, he and Godric Gryffindor got into a very bitter and possibly violent argument about this topic, and it has said that maybe there was a civil war between Gryffindor and Slytherin house. Some others say that it was just a duel between Godric Gryffindor and Salazar Slytherin, and their friendship was never mended. After being turned down and after this massive fight, Salazar Slytherin, left Hogwarts and eventually died of old age. But before leaving Hogwarts completely, he left the Chamber of Secrets and a basilisk behind. So I wanted to talk about the Chamber of Secrets as well, because I feel like it's part of Slytherin history. So the Chamber of Secrets was constructed in the dungeons beneath Hogwarts, and it was created for the purpose of purging the school of Muggle-born students. So kill, destroy any sign and any person of Muggle-born descent. The chamber contained a basilisk, which would be controlled only by him or his true heir, his own true heir, to purge the school of Muggle-borns. This was all a legend told by History of Magic professor Cuthbert Binns. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but that's how we're saying it now. And was partly revealed to be true in 1943 when Tom Marvolo Riddle, aka Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort, the true heir of Slytherin, opened the Chamber of Secrets and used the basilisk to attack Muggleborns, where one of the victims was indeed Moaning Myrtle, who haunts the girls' bathroom, which is the opening to the Chamber of Secrets. There's a lot of information about Salazar Slytherin, and I found it completely insane how much information there actually was, because with the other, especially with Helga Hufflepuff, there isn't really a lot of information about her, and then I saw how much there was on Salazar Slytherin, and I was like, oh my god, that's a lot. So I hope it's not too much. So the house colors are green. The color corresponds with waters around lakes or lochs in being green, and silver being associated with gray rainwater. And their animal is a serpent because of Salazar Slytherin's basilisk, which was also called the Serpent of Slytherin. And the element chosen for this house is water because of serpents being commonly associated with the sea or lochs in Western European mythology, and as well as serpents being physically fluid and flexible animals. So let me talk about some traits the Slytherin students have, and also what Salazar Slytherin wanted his students to have as traits. They had to be resourceful. They had to have determination, pride, cunning, ambition, and self-preservation. This means that Slytherin tend to hesitate before acting, so as to weigh all possibilities. So they have to look at every angle and every possibility before taking action. And in deciding what they want to do in the situation that they are standing in. According to Albus Dumbledore, the qualities which Salazar valued in the students he had chosen included cleverness, resourcefulness, determination, and a certain disregard for the rules. And Dumbledore noted that all of these were qualities possessed by Harry Potter, who was a Gryffindor but was almost placed in Slytherin, which you can read in the books and also see in the movies, that he says to the Sorting Hat that he does not want to become a Slytherin. So, Slytherins tend to take charge and possess strong leadership skills. They are often self-assured and confident, and confident of their own competence, and can be very loyal. Slytherin students also often click together, and they often acquire a leader in their group, which you can see in Draco Malfoy's group, where Draco Malfoy is the leader of that group. And also with the Death Eaters a little bit, you can see that they need a leader to stand tall. It is quite rare that a Muggle student gets sorted into Slytherin house because of Salazar Slytherin favoring pureblood students, which the Sorting Hat admitted was a factor when sorted. So another characteristic some Slytherins tend to have is the tendency towards deep, unrequited love. Severus Snape and the Bloody Baron, that I'm going to talk about in 2 minutes, had this trait where they fell deeply in love, but it was not reciprocated, which they had unreturning love for Lily Evans in Severus Snape's case, and Helena Ravenclaw for the Blood Baron. But some Slytherins, such as Tom Riddle, were incapable of feeling love at all. Those that did were known to cherish their passion abidingly and unconditionally, and although often tragically due to an inability to act appropriately on their feelings. Interestingly, Bellatrix Lestrange held strong feelings for Tom Riddle himself, and which was also a factor in her fanatical devotion to the Death Eaters, and although Lord Voldemort was incapable of love, the existence of Delphine suggests that there was at least some kind of intimacy between the two. Delphine is the daughter of Lord Voldemort, Tom Riddle, and Bellatrix Lestrange, which Bellatrix, she was married while she conceived the child. So, and because she had this massive unrequited love for Voldemort and the Death Eaters, she was okay with it all. I'm going to do my brows. I tried to do some of my brows on camera. I just can't do it, okay? So I'm going to be right back. Okay, I have brows. Let's continue. So, the head of house while Harry Potter is going on is Severus Snape and Horace Slughorn, who actually took the position twice. If you don't know who Horace Slughorn is, Google him and you will definitely find a picture of him from the movies. Yeah. So, let me talk about the Slytherin house ghost. So, the Slytherin house ghost. Ooh. So, I don't know if you know who the Slytherin house ghost is, but he is called the Bloody Baron. So, the Bloody Baron, I could not for the life of me. I'm just putting on a little bit of brown in my crease because I feel like my eyes are getting washed out a little bit. So just to like contour a little. Okay, Bloody Baron. I could not find his name for the life of me, so the Bloody Baron. The Bloody Baron was a hot-tempered wizard who attended Hogwarts and was sorted into Slytherin house. He fell in love with Helena Ravenclaw, who was Rowena Ravenclaw's daughter, but she rejected him. Poor guy. No matter how hard he tried, she would not feel the same for him. So I'm just taking Labyrinth and putting that on the outer part of my lower lash line. And continuing. So, later in his life after Hogwarts, Helena Ravenclaw stole her mother's diadem and ran away to Albania, where she thought her mother could never find her. And around this time, Rowena fell fatally ill, and she knew that she would die. So, yeah. Rowena ordered the Baron to go after her, which he did. Eventually, he found her in a forest in Albania, and he then tried to compel her to come back to leave with him and told her how much he loved her, but she refused, and in a fit of rage, he killed her, he stabbed her, and then overcome with grief, he proceeded to take his own life with the same weapon he used to stab Helena. He then returned from the dead as a ghost, where he has been remorseful of his actions ever since, and carries chains, very heavy chains, as a sign of penance. But nobody knows why he's covered in blood. And he is actually the ghost at Hogwarts that nobody really likes, nobody really enjoys having him there, which is sad. Like, he just wanted her to love him. sad. He is one of the ghosts that I find has like a kind of an interesting story. The ghosts of Ravenclaw and the ghost of Gryffindor actually has the most interesting story of them all, I think. And Hufflepuff, he doesn't really have like a story where you're like, oh, that's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, yeah. I don't really find his story as interesting as Gryffindor or Ravenclaw or Slytherin. I am going to do like a glittery silver on the inner corners, and then I'm going to do like that in thing that I don't remember what is called. I'm gonna start off with trying without wetting the brush just to see like, yeah. I'm going to wet the brush. This is also the Morphe Such a Gem palette, and I'm using the, I don't know what the shades are called. I'm sorry. It's a silvery shade. So yeah, I'm just doing a little here. And then I'm going to do that like in thing with the eyeliner that I don't know what it's called. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm just doing it off camera. Yeah. Okay, so I put mascara on. I don't want to do lashes today. And then I used in the waterline, I used the Morphe eyeliner in Fantasy, which is this gorgeous silver color. While I do bronzer, I'm going to talk about the Slytherin common room. So, the Slytherin common room, or the Slytherin dungeon, is in the dungeon of Hogwarts Castle and underneath the Black Lake. And because it is under the Black Lake, the lights in the common room is green. Harry Potter and Ron Weasley entered the common room in their second year after taking a polyjuice potion to look like Crabbe and Goyle to find out if Draco Malfoy was the one that opened the Chamber of Secrets. And to enter the Slytherin common room, you have to speak loud the current password in front of a damp stone wall. And once you have said the word, a concealed stone wall will slide aside and leave a rectangular hole in the wall leading to the Slytherin common room. It is said to be dark and very large room, and at the end it has a portrait of a serpent. And the only known Slytherin password is pure blood, and that was used in 1992. I'm not gonna do blush for this, I'm just doing highlighter. So yeah, the most famous students in Slytherin is Albus Severus Potter, who is Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley's son. Then we have Andromeda Tonks, who is Nymphadora Tonks' mother. And then we have Bellatrix Lestrange, Rodolphus Lestrange, we have Dolores Umbridge, we have Horace Slughorn, we have Marilla Snide, we also have Severus Snape, Tom Riddle, we have all of Black family, but not Sirius Black. Then we have Malfoy family, then we have Lestrange family, who has my favorite character, Lita Lestrange, Goyle family, Crab family, and several Death Eaters. Fun fact, Crab and Goyle is only selected into Slytherin because of them being purebloods. They don't possess any other traits than that to get into Slytherin. And that was the only trait they kind of possessed that was equal to some of the houses. I want to do a purple lip. I don't know why, but I'm going to do a purple lip. And when I'm done with that, I'm gonna say my final stuff and then we're done. Okay, so I used the MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color in Oh Lady. And I kind of feel this a lot. Yeah. I'm just gonna do some setting spray and then I'm going to do my final thoughts on Slytherin House. Slytherin has a well-known reputation for creating dark wizards and witches, and that many would even say that every dark witch or wizard comes from Slytherin. And it doesn't help that Voldemort himself was in Slytherin, but it is actually false because you can see that, for example, Peter Pettigrew, he was in Gryffindor, and Quirinus Quirrell was in Ravenclaw. And the behavior of Slytherin House in Battle of Hogwarts doesn't really help their reputation at all, because what you hear about and what you see in the movies is that they walk away. They don't fight in the battle. But actually, students in Slytherin actually decided to either go with their parents to be Death Eaters or go with Horace Slughorn to help and assist in the battle with all the other Hogwarts students. I find that Slytherin is often very misunderstood because a lot of Slytherin House is bad. They are Death Eaters and are not accepting and want a pure blood reign. But I feel like they are a really good example of they're not all inherently bad. There are just bad seeds. Yeah, there are just people in this group that are bad. Yeah. So yeah, this is the end of the Slytherin makeup look, and I really enjoyed doing this graphic green liner. The purple was a personal choice, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah, so if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my face. And I will see you next time. Bye!